Welcome to the Partner Channel podcast, the voice of the channel. I'm Tori Barlow, VP of Marketing at Allbound. Excited to be here with Stan Wasowicz, Global Director Alliances at Smart Recruiters. Welcome, Stan. I'm really excited to have you. And also, I know we're in the in club because you asked me to call you Stan versus Stanislaw. So I feel like a great friend already.
Absolutely. And they're really happy to be here, Tori. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you are doing great things at Smart Recruiters for the partner program. You also recently won the Allbound Award for Most Collaborative Partner and Partner Program Excellence. So I'm pretty sure you can rest peacefully knowing you won those awards, right?
Let's say a little bit more peacefully, but a partner leader rarely sleeps peacefully. But it definitely helped. No, I'm really grateful for that, especially because it was peer voted. So those are the awards I like best.
Yeah, we appreciate your willingness to participate. And today we're all about creating a culture of collaboration. And I think you could take this in many different directions. But before we get into the meat of it, I do want to talk about a little bit about your partner program. You know, where is Smart Recruiters headquartered? Where are your partners located? Kind of tell me the mix of everything you have going on right now.
All right, awesome. So it all starts with our conviction that you are who you hire. That's why we exist. We're a SaaS business headquartered in San Francisco, but we have offices all over the world. In Paris, London, Berlin, Sydney, and then everything in between. There are Smartians, as we call them, working hard to connect people to jobs at scale. That's our mission. And in order to support that mission, we've built a hiring platform. I dare to say the most robust and market-leading hiring platform in the world. It's got wonderful features to attract, select, and hire talent. Thousands of in-house teams, from small startups to the largest enterprises and everything in between, use our platform to attract, select, and hire amazing talent. But where I come in, and what excites me about working for a SaaS platform, is that we also rely heavily on our ecosystem of partners. So we've got hundreds of pre-integrated ISV partners, market-leading global conglomerates, small innovative startups, disrupting the industry, and everything in between that. And then there are service partners, recruitment processing, outsourcing companies, consulting firms, SIs, companies that do a little bit of all of that, and even some PE VC partners. We have different programs, fitting all of them. But the red line in between is that culture of collaboration that you talked about. We try to work together at a common goal. And that's making our mutual customers achieve hiring success.
Yeah, you're doing a lot. And the culture of collaboration is something I do want to hone in on, specifically with, you're managing, I think, hundreds of partners at this point. Some folks who are listening might be managing 5 or 10. Some might be managing upwards of 1,000. So how can someone think about the culture of collaboration from all angles, and what does that mean to scale?
Yeah, great question. So the answer is I don't manage hundreds of partners. It would be impossible. I'm trying to find this balance between breadth and depth, where we've built programs that allow us to operate a really decentralized partner collaboration model, where we essentially try to embed partner motions into every aspect of our organization. So on the product and the R&D side of the business, we co-innovate. Then when we create these beautiful joint value propositions, we co-market. The BD teams work together. Sales teams collaborate on open deals, exchanging intel, giving each other plugs, recommendations. We went as far as to embedding our most either valuable or the most beloved type of partners in the market into our demos with a demo innovation director, Patty. I'm going to shout out a few people probably during this podcast. So shout out to Patty and her team and James, who she runs into, our pre-sales team. Having a relationship with your pre-sales team as a partner org can really make a difference, really set you apart. And I think one of the reasons that we're winning is because of that. And then, on the customer success side, right, collaborating on QBRs, again, getting intelligence. Your customer will tell your partner things that they won't tell you about your performance or where you stack up or what you need to change. So it would be impossible for me. We have thousands of customers, hundreds of partners to manage all of that. Now, what we're trying to do is enable everybody in the organization to be able to work with all of our partners independently. And that allows me and my team to focus on our most strategic partners where we try to go deep.
I think the way that it sounds like Smart Recruiters has really enabled the partner program company-wide is a few steps ahead in the industry compared to where other companies might be with partner adoption or partner program acceptance. And that's really like exec buy-in. So for folks who maybe don't have that partner aspect embedded in every piece of the company, where's one aspect that they can really focus and hone in on to get that collaboration started?
Money talks. So become really good friends with your finance department, especially FP&A. Here we go. Another shout out, Eric Fitterer, partner in crime on that side for me internally. This is a guy that can calculate the heck out of if a partnership makes sense upfront, right? So he can model out, hey, we have X many customers in X segment. This partner wants to do something strategic with us, but that will require X investment from the R&D side. He can calculate that up down to the payroll level of the engineers building a solution, up to how much of the solution we expect to be able to sell in terms of total addressable market, conversion ratios, different scenarios, growth. If you have these figures, you can actually partner with confidence. You can go to your senior leadership and ask for budget for tools, ask for investment in campaigns, ask for resources on your team, all of that sort of stuff. So, exec buy-in. The board and the execs they look at the numbers, and that's part one. And the other part, I think, is having a strong vision and being able to articulate it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think at the end of the day, you can talk about influence pipeline, influence whatever you want from a partner program, but the question the board is going to ask is how can you make me money? And I think if you can show that bottom line, it's really helpful. And it doesn't have to be all at once. I think folks can tackle it little by little. And, I know you have a good amount of partners. You mentioned it's impossible for you to manage all of them, and that would never be a measure of success. But you have found success in removing the human from the equation. That sounds interesting. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah. And that's a bit of a harsh way of putting it, right? Because partnerships intrinsically need humans to collaborate. Otherwise, who's exactly collaborating? Are AIs or something? But what I mean by that is that, I'm a millennial, so I will always ask, can we automate this? And if we can, then we probably should, so that the humans can focus on the stuff that the computers and the robots haven't figured out yet. The level of creativity, the level of collaboration, trust, relationship building. I think that's what, where the rubber meets the road. That's where the humans should interact. But for example, we use a tool called Reveal. Simon Boucher, Alexander Joe, man, I'm missing Delphine. How can I not almost shout out Delphine, all the hard work she's been doing for us. That tool and that team are amazing. We're a so-called, I think, super user. I betted my credibility on the company with 3 FTE year and a half or two ago. I don't even remember exactly. Now these guys are past the 50 million Series A, and I've got over 340 partners connected on the platform. Mm-hmm. What it allows me to see, and not just me, what it allows our entire revenue organization to see is where we have mutual customers with partners, where we're both pitching accounts, which of our prospects are our partners' customers, and where do we have open opportunities? Same thing, vice versa. What prospects, what customers do they have in their CRM that aren't even in our CRM that we could be approaching with our joint value proposition, making our business development more effective? And that tool by itself is more valuable than hiring, I think, 10 partner managers and not having it, because it allows marketing to choose who to co-market with to reach a certain audience. It allows BD to reach out to customer success teams at partners and ask for recommendations, introductions, openings, intel that can help them, open doors. Account executives can get invaluable intel on where they stand, how the decision-making unit of a buyer operates. At the most strategic level, build embedded demos, really showcase the value proposition in the way the competition isn't doing. And on the customer success side, it allows you to collaborate much more closely. So, yeah, when I say we take the human out of the equation, maybe a better quote would be empower the human through technology.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's also a key way to scale, as we think about 2023 and what it might unfold. I think there's a lot to be said about technology and how do you really elevate what you do for the partner program, showcase that, and to your point earlier, how do you actually show money and value and bottom line? I think automation or the tech stack that you grab can be key. And as 2023 is underway, I guess a takeaway, what are, 3 things partner leaders absolutely need to prioritize to have a successful year?
Yeah, so the relationship with the finance department is, I already mentioned that one, solve for your forecasting, solve for your business cases, solve for your attribution, all of that stuff, and work, partner with these people. So that would be number 1. Number 2 is get the heck out of spreadsheets, and add technology to the equation. We just talked about it. Besides Reveal, there are PRM tools like yours, but there's this incredible ecosystem landscape unfolding, if you're not connected yet, or if you're not following the guy yet, Jay McBain. I've only been a full-time partner leader for 3 years. Before that, I had different roles. And so when I got into the partner game, I just started Googling relevant, articles and folks. And he produces some awesome stuff, including these ecosystem landscape that can really help you get acquainted with the tech ecosystem in our space. But then the third and last one, for me, the number 1, what I'm focusing on, what I'm trying to get better at as a partner leader, is building these multilateral partnerships. Partnerships for a long time, have been one-on-one, creating joint value proposition together, with one other party bilaterally. But actually, it's better together. I've seen the most success come from a combination of multiple partners. Whether it's a marketing campaign or an event, I have an example where we were at one of the biggest HR tech conferences in Las Vegas earlier this year, and all the big boys had their own party. Visier was in Lafleur, Skyfall Bar. No, I said right. Visier was there. ADP at Lafleur, Higher Right at the Prohibition Bar. Shout out to Higher Right if they're listening. Chris Sullins, I really like the old fashioned that they treated me to there. But we had the blues bar, which was the biggest bar there. We paid the least amount of money. We had more people there than anyone. And the reason that was that way is that we partnered with 4 partners. So we could, reach more people, split the cost, get a bigger bar, offer a better experience. And that's just a simple example. Or maybe a bit more complex, for me working for a SaaS business, many SaaS companies will focus on that services partner or that affiliate to refer them, or that technology company to create a joint value proposition with, and that will be it. But I think the biggest gold mine lies in creating a combination of all of these factors. Find your consulting partner that identifies opportunities for some kind of joint value proposition consisting of multiple technologies to drive value to solve for that issue. Then find an implementation partner that can handle all 4 of these implementations, and they start grabbing you and being involved. And now suddenly, you know, your the synergy that you create becomes so much more as a whole than the sum of its parts. And slowly but surely, I think technology is actually catching up with that. You know, I've been demoing these ecosystem business management tools. I see companies in your category starting to become more multilateral, where multiple partners collaborate in the same environment and are able to make mutual account plans and segment them by geography, vertical, ICP, et cetera, et cetera. Highly interesting stuff. And I think the future of ecosystems. So the sooner you can get with that program, the better.
There's so much unfolding with the ecosystem landscape. I wonder if that could be our next podcast that we do together. Stan, you're up to so much, and you bring a wealth of knowledge to all sorts of partner programs. Thank you to our guest, Stan, Global Director Alliances at Smart Recruiters. And thank you to you, the listeners, for joining us here at the Partner Channel podcast. If you like what you heard, subscribe to our podcast episodes wherever you